In the narrow lanes of Nagpur, where the morning air smelled of spices and the noise of scooters blended with the cries of vegetable vendors, lived a young boy named Arav. He was 15, wiry in frame, with sharp eyes that held dreams far bigger than his small city. Arav's father, Ramesh, owned a vegetable stall at the corner of the main bazaar. Every morning at 4 a.m., they would ride to the wholesale market on a rusted bicycle, load up crates of tomatoes, spinach, and cucumbers, and return just in time to set up shop before the sun painted the sky orange. Despite the daily grind, Arav was no ordinary boy. While helping his father, he would read borrowed books under a streetlight. His favorites were stories of scientists, entrepreneurs, and athletes who rose from nothing. He believed he was meant for more. He just didn't know how yet. One humid afternoon, Arav noticed a group of engineering students talking excitedly near a tea stall. Curious, he approached and overheard them discussing a national robotics competition hosted in Mumbai. The winner would receive a full scholarship to a top engineering college. A spark lit within him. He rushed home, opened his tattered science notebook, and began sketching ideas. He had never built a robot. He had no tools. He didn't even have a proper computer, but he had a dream. When Arav told his father about the competition, Ramesh sighed. Arav, these things are for rich kids. You help me. You study. That's enough. But Baba, Arav pleaded, what if I can do this? What if this is our chance? Ramesh's eyes softened, but reality was cruel. We can't afford it. We survive day by day. Arav nodded silently. That night, as monsoon rain tapped against the tin roof, he stared at the ceiling and made a silent vow. He would find a way. The next day, Arav went to his school science teacher, Mr. Menon, a strict but kind-hearted man with a passion for nurturing talent. Sir, Arav said nervously, I want to enter the robotics competition. Can you help me? Mr. Menon raised an eyebrow. Do you even know what you're asking? It's expensive, complex, competitive. I'll learn. I'll work harder than anyone. Impressed by the fire in Arav's voice, Mr. Menon agreed. We'll work after school, but the materials, you'll have to find them. Thus began Arav's double life. Mornings with vegetables, afternoons in school, evenings building a robot from scrap parts, broken fans, old radios, wires from discarded TVs. He scavenged every piece from junkyards and e-waste bins. Mr. Menon guided him, sometimes secretly giving him money for parts. His robot, a basic line-following bot named Lakshya, began taking shape. As the competition neared, pressure mounted. Arav fell behind in school. Customers mocked his dirty hands. His father grew frustrated, thinking his son was chasing illusions. You think dreams fill stomachs? He snapped one evening. The world is not a movie. But Arav's mother silently slipped him a pouch of saved coins. For your dream, she whispered, make us proud. On the final day before submission, a crucial sensor stopped working. Arav was crushed. Mr. Menon tried to fix it, but they had no replacement. Defeated, Arav walked home in tears, feeling the weight of failure. That night, as he sat on the roof, rain falling gently around him, Arav looked at the distant city lights and whispered, I've come too far to stop. He ran back to the junkyard in the dark, flashlight in hand, and scavenged until he found a broken microwave sensor. Exhausted but determined, he worked till dawn. With trembling fingers, he soldered the final wire. Lakshya was ready. The competition hall in Mumbai was like another world. Bright, sleek, buzzing with elite schools and polished robots. Arav, in his faded shirt and chapals, drew curious glances and sneers. But when it was his turn, Lakshya rolled onto the track and began following the line smoothly. The crowd watched in silence. It wasn't the fastest, but it was consistent, stable, and entirely self-made. When the judges asked him about his process, Arav spoke honestly about junkyards, his father's stall, and his dream to build machines that solve real problems in India. He received a standing ovation. A week later, the results were announced. Arav won second place, and with it, a scholarship to a prestigious engineering college in Pune. When he returned to Nagpur, local newspapers called him the Robot Boy. Schools invited him to speak. The same customers who once mocked him now clapped when he walked by. But the best moment came when Ramesh, wiping tears from his eyes, hugged him tight. "You proved me wrong, Beta," he said, "and I'm glad you did." College was not easy. New subjects, English lectures, and competition were tougher than ever. But Arav remembered the junkyard nights, the streetlight reading, and the smell of his father's cart. He worked harder. He asked questions. He built newer, better robots. In his final year, Arav won an international tech grant for designing a low-cost irrigation system using AI, a device that would help thousands of Indian farmers. His story spread across media. Government programs adopted his design. He was invited to TEDx events. People now called him an innovator, but he always smiled and said, "I'm still just a vegetable vendor's son." Years later, Arav returned to his old school, where a dusty workshop stood unused. He donated funds, equipment, and set up a dream lab, a space where kids from small towns could tinker, build, and believe. Standing before a group of eager students, Arav said, "It doesn't matter where you come from. What matters is how badly you want it. Never give up. The size of your city doesn't define the size of your dream." And with that, he lit a spark in every heart, just like the one that once lit in his. Moral: never give up. The greatest dreams often grow in the smallest places. Friends, Arav's story reminds us of one powerful truth. Your background does not define your future. You may come from a small city or a humble family, but if your dreams are big and your determination is strong, nothing can stop you. No matter how tough the journey gets, never give up. Obstacles will come. People may doubt you. But if you believe in yourself and keep moving forward, you will create your own success story, just like Arav did. So whatever your dream is, start today. Keep learning, keep trying, and most importantly, never give up.